There's the third bit of news, I guess, kind of along the trail of collecting the information is kind of just kids with information. So there was talks, I guess it's been on for a while about Instagram for kids. I think YouTube for kids has been around for quite some time, and how they differentiate basically maybe some data collection policies, ad targeting policies, all around kids generally under 13. And I was looking into the Instagram for kids story, and then I got linked to a Facebook article from their own blogs about how they know someone's old enough. And I mean, it's one of those things that paved with good intentions, but in this article that they themselves write for their own company, they talk about how they do age verification, right? So generally, you would assume that kids, enter their own birthday when they sign up for some service, and then obviously lie about that, right? If you have to be 13 or older for it. So what they do is they basically look through, messages and wall posts and stuff like that. And so one example that they cite, if they say, happy quinceañera, happy 15th birthday, happy 12th birthday, they'll identify those messages and then can flag something as underage. And another thing that they quote say is one area I believe that has real promise is working with operating system providers, internet browsers, and other providers so they can share information to help apps establish whether someone is of an appropriate age, right? And so appropriate age is a verification that can happen under 13 as a binary, but it can also happen to say, I'm 33 years old, so-and-so is this many years old, right? That's how the verification game kind of works under the guise of, children's privacy protection and things along those lines. So I think kids in services is, I don't have kids, so I don't have a skin in the game, but it's definitely got to be scary for a parent out there, especially if you're not like a tech forward parent who doesn't know how to apply controls and things like that, right?
Absolutely. I mean, this entire thing, somebody has to dig into what Facebook and Google are doing to track kids. And actually, the weird thing is they're tracking kids through schools. My kids go to school, and the default account they're forced to get is a Google account. They are given a Chromebook. The Chrome is the default browser. And the discussion about parents and with the parents happens on Facebook, with the Facebook groups and whatnot. And this is official. And what did the education institute, in this case the school, sign? What agreements? What visibility do we have? All of that is unknown. So they are luring schools to basically use their software, and possibly for free. And at the back end, they are likely, again, someone has to dig into it to see what's really happening, likely benefiting from all the data across the board. And the entire thing screams crazy. I'm surprised that not a lot of people really dig into this issue. And I'm not part of any of those groups because, well, I don't have a Facebook account, and I really, but somebody has to. So we had to create an account, a fake account, to basically log into and be part of that. That's the craziness going on. And that's happening at the school level. I know Google said something that they offer a few things for tracking. I would say limiting the tracking for kids and whatnot. And Microsoft
actually, one thing, I don't think it was. They were careful with the words. The words restricts ad targeting of minors, but it doesn't restrict ad collection of minors, right? So like if the data is collected and then you just kind of hold it until they turn 13, and now you've got a very rich profile rather than one you'd have to build over time with an adult, it's arguably more valuable, right? You're just kind of delaying the gratification rather than instantly blasting them with ads. So I think, like you said, devil's in the details.
And these ads are crazy. I mean, kids like games, right? So certainly, my kids use a lot of games on iPads, and there was a point where every game has ads, and tracking is gotten so crazy. One day I basically had to delete every single app and said the only apps we'll install from here on is Apple Arcade apps. None of them have ads. Everything is paid for. It's a subscription. I had to make that tough decision. They were not happy, but because of the craziness and the ads and whatnot is going on, I opened the browser on their iPad, and everything is basically a result of an ad click. And there are 20 tabs open. Everything is an ad, essentially. It came from a free app. That's the craziness going on.
Yeah. I mean, what more can you add to that? I mean, and Tejas, you need to be a lawyer because I love how you actually read every word, because some people will kind of think, well, if that's what they said, that means they're not even collecting it at all. But there is a big difference between targeting ads and collecting data. I'm guessing they're doing collecting data while restricting the ad targeting.
Yeah, I can't imagine even Facebook or Google would say otherwise, that there's zero personal data collection on user accounts under 13, right? Go verify, do whatever, but an account under 13, we won't collect anything or store anything, right? You won't hear that from anybody. So I don't know. I think, I mean, I see how my parents use phones and stuff, and even my friends who have kids and things like that. If you're not like a technology person, it's a very scary world out there. I can only imagine, because I mean, nowadays the kids know technology better than the parents, obviously, right? So any kind of restrictions you do, like, chances are they'll find ways around it too. I did the same thing with my parents when I was younger, and the next generation will do the same thing. So,
and as Jeff points,
I'll put that back up.
Yeah, as Jeff points out, YouTube Kids and the kids section of YouTube itself is massive. And look at the ads there.
yeah.
The ad itself feels like a game or a video. Sometimes the ads go for 30 minutes. They're 30-minute long ads, and you think they're actually watching a video, but they're actually watching an ad that is 30-minute long. And I remember my kid saying, she was repeating an ad, and then at the end she says, each sold separately. And then that is when I knew she's watching too much YouTube.
Actually, Brent, if you flick that screenshot up one more time, we didn't even talk about the second half of that title. How come I can't request to take my kids' photos down, right? Why is it only kids can request to have their photos deleted and removed? What is this like odd restriction of under 13 kids can't have their photos, but once you turn 13, it's fair game for us to do whatever we want with your pictures?